A guy I'll call Chris used to wake up already losing. Alarm, phone, one quick check. By 9:15, he'd answered 3 messages, opened 12 tabs, and somehow felt behind on a day that just started. At night, he'd lie in bed with the same mental noise. Unfinished tasks, half-written plans, guilt looping in his head. He was checking his phone about 52 times a day, doing maybe 2 hours of real deep work per week, and taking 45 minutes to fall asleep because his mind wouldn't close. Then he ran one Stoic rule for 14 days. Guard the gates. 10 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. Phone checks dropped from 52 to 14. Deep work went from 2 hours a week to 9. And he started falling asleep in 12 minutes because his day stopped following him into bed. No new app, just guards at the gates. The first 10 minutes decide what owns you. The last 5 minutes decide what follows you into tomorrow. And here's the part that should bother you. A day has 1,440 minutes. This system uses 15 minutes, just about 1% of your day. If you control that 1%, you steer the other 99%. Most people try to fix their discipline at 2 p.m. But by then, your morning already wrote the script, and your night already planned the relapse. Reactive mornings steal your focus. Open-loop nights steal your sleep. Stoicism was built for this. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself before the world could write over him. Seneca reviewed his day before sleep could erase the truth. Not because they were productive, but because they refused to be owned. So today you're getting a Stoic system you can run on your worst week. I call it the Stoic 10 on 5. 2 bookends, 2 guards. Bookend 1 is the morning lock, 10 minutes, not a fancy routine. A gate that turns you from reactive to intentional. Here's what nobody tells you about morning routines. The routine isn't the power. The gate is. Morning lock has 2 core moves. If you do only these 2, you'll feel the shift. Core move 1, the Stoic Target, 2 minutes. Open a notebook and draw 3 short lines. Label them, control, not control, 1 virtue move. Under control, write 1 action you can do today, not be more focused. An action. Write 300 words. Finish the outline. Do 1 25-minute work block. Under not control, write 1 thing your brain keeps wrestling. Other people's replies. Perfect timing. How fast this grows. Then 1 virtue move. Pick 1 Stoic virtue for the day. Courage, temperance, wisdom, or justice. Write a single sentence. Today, I practice by examples. Today, I practice temperance by keeping my phone out of my workspace. Today, I practice courage by starting the hard task first. Today, I practice wisdom by protecting 1 uninterrupted work block. 2 minutes. Noise sorted. Core move 2, the first move, 8 minutes. This next part will flip how you think about discipline. You don't need a perfect morning. You need a clean start. Choose 1 task, open the file, go full screen, set an 8-minute timer, and work until it ends. 8 minutes sounds small, which is why it works. It's too small to negotiate, but big enough to create momentum. When you start, your brain stops begging for stimulation because it finally has a job. If you have time, keep going. If you don't, stop at 8 and walk away on purpose. The win is the start. You're training consistency, not hero days. Now, if you want to make this even tighter, add one of these optional upgrades. They're not required. They're just extra locks. Optional upgrade. A. The obstacle script. 60 seconds. Write 2 lines. What will try to break me today? When it happens, I will. If your weakness is the quick check, write, when the urge hits, I stand up, drink water, and return for 2 more minutes. This isn't pessimism, it's strategy. Stoicism doesn't assume the day will be easy. It assumes you'll be tested. Optional upgrade. B. The input gate. 30 seconds. Before you begin the day, close the exits you use to escape. Phone goes out of arm's reach. Notifications off. One tab, one task. Because self-control is expensive, systems are cheaper. That's the morning lock. 10 minutes that decides whether your day belongs to you or to your inputs. Now, bookend 2 is the night seal. 5 minutes. And this is where most people fail without realizing it. They end the day with entertainment, not closure, so their mind keeps working in the dark. And they wake up tired, not because they slept less, but because they never stopped. Seneca had a practice. He reviewed his day before sleep, not to shame himself, to train himself. Night Seal also has 2 core moves. Core Move 1, the Seneca Review, 2 minutes, 3 lines, no essays. What went right? What went wrong? What changes tomorrow? Examples. Right. I protected one focused block. Wrong. I let one message pull me into an hour of low-value work. Change. Tomorrow, messages wait until after the first work block. This is where growth becomes real. Without review, every week feels like the same week. With review, you actually adapt. Core Move 2. Close the loop, so set the scene. 3 minutes. First, write a release line. Not mine to solve tonight. Pick one thing you keep replaying, put it on paper, then release it. Second, write tomorrow's first move, the next physical action you will take when you sit down. Not work on project. Open the document and write the first sentence. Open the laptop and start the timer, then set the scene for that action. Put the notebook where you'll see it. Open the file if you can. Put your phone where it can't reach you from bed. Most people think the night is for rest. It is. But it's also for setup. You either prepare tomorrow's discipline, or you prepare tomorrow's excuses. Optional. Park loose tasks on paper with a next step and a time, so they stop haunting your sleep. Now connect the system. Morning gives you direction. Night gives you continuity. Direction without continuity is a burst. Continuity without direction is busy. The Stoic 10 on 5 gives you both. And it does something deeper than productivity. It builds identity. When you lock the first 10 minutes, you become the kind of person who decides first. When you seal the last 5, you become the kind of person who learns and improves instead of repeating. That's self-discipline. That's self-control. That's monk mode as a system, not a mood. Run this for 7 days and protect those 15 minutes like an appointment. Track 3 numbers. How many times you check your phone before noon, how many minutes of deep work you got, and how fast you fall asleep. You'll see the pattern immediately. The day gets quieter, your focus gets cleaner, your time management stops leaking, and your mental health improves because your mind isn't carrying open loops like weights. If you're going to run the Stoic 10 on 5, comment bookends. Not for the algorithm, for your own consistency. A public commitment makes quitting feel inconvenient. And if you want the next step, the next episode is Deep Work Fails, 4 Hidden Traps Killing Focus. Because even with a strong routine, hidden traps can still kill your productivity inside the work block. Train your mind, and your life will follow.